Set you guys up in these chairs here, and we'll put a stand in front of you, and a couple of drums. I'm set up over there.
Okay.
So, you guys want to put a bottle of water?
Even last night I was feeling it. This finger is like, it hurts when I take off my
I think the same.
The other aspect of meditation is the yoga aspect of it. Because the body has to be in a relaxed mode to be able to meditate initially. Once you get the hang of it, you can meditate, a full run, I suppose.
Yeah, meditation is something I don't practice regularly necessarily, but I like to.
Just state of mind.
Yeah.
And there's a tool. So there you go. Right, we go. Yeah, this is goat skin.
Oh.
These are carved by master drum carvers in Ghana, Africa. And we've been blessed with this good luck of being able to have a consistent supply of these drums. Some of the greatest drum carvers there. So these drums sound really special. And this room is real special because it's like an old wooden house, originally built in like the 30s or something. And so it's like playing inside of a violin or something, an old Martin guitar. I'm just trying this tonight. Okay, so there's a deep tone right in the middle of the drum head. And just use your whole hand.
Right hand?
Doesn't matter. We're going to use both hands. But first of all,
What part are you?
the whole hand, the fingertips and the heel. Yeah, that's it. Now, and pull it up. Imagine that you're pulling the deep note up out of the drum. And you want to hover. You don't have to come up too far, waste energy. But you'll hover to get the energy that's coming back up off of the vibrating drum head, which is a healing energy. That's the energy that goes into the acupuncture meridians. You reabsorb those right through the palms of your hands, and that energy moves up into your internal organs. So you're giving yourself moksha, kind of massage, energy right up through the, not only in the meridians, but also in the endocrine system. This is vibrating the whole gland system, which seldom gets any exercise. And then once you start to marvel at what it's physically doing to you, then you start to realize that, when I'm staying nice and relaxed and steady like this, I'm kind of starting to feel all right. And that's this missing ingredient. It's called laying back the groove. And that's not traditional drumming. Now get your other hand going. Get your other hand up and in. Yeah. Are you lefty or right hand?
I'm a right.
You're right-handed, and you're right-handed.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. You're right-handed people. Some of them, there's a percentage that as soon as they get on the drum, they become dominant left hand.
That's weird. I snowboard with my left foot forward.
Goofy foot. Don't eat. Depends, what side of the board you're looking at it from, I suppose. So, the thing about going back and forth is that it stimulates both hemispheres, the frontal cortex. And that's called mirrored hand activity, when you get both hands doing exactly the same action. And there's very few things that humans do that have mirrored hand activity. Drumming has always been one of them. Cooking, maybe, like pottery making,
Right.
weaving, maybe working on your car. I don't know. But what they, UCLA stuff here, is when the frontal cortex goes into like parallel processing, it goes into neutral. So the combination of a groove and this mirrored hand activity creates a wonderful opportunity to just meditate.
Yeah.
What I was introducing to the equation is this ability to lay the groove back so it doesn't speed up. Because if it speeds up, it triggers a whole lot of very deep subconscious reactions.
I like your teaching.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like discovering this over the years, because I've always been a drummer since I was a little kid, 8 years old. My first drum teacher was a woman, too, so that really changed the way I looked at drummers. Women, this is in the Midwest. It's like outside of Chicago.
Okay.
And she's a great, famous teacher. Her brother, famous drum teacher. So I had all the medals when I was a kid. I marched in the drumming courses on national channel. And then my mom remarried and moved to Central Florida.
From Florida.
Okay, so I was moved from a Midwestern Elkhart, Indiana, 53,000 people, nice, to Avon Park, 6,000 people, middle of just north of Okeechobee,
Okay.
real remote. I was like, hello, Sebring was the big town. Yeah, that's.
I've been there.
Yeah, so there was nothing, 1963. So there was no symphony. So I learned to play the blues, as a drummer. So that discovery, and I ended up playing with a lot of great people. Did a lot of really good music down there. And traveled all over. But the thing that now translates into the present time is this laid-back groove idea. Because that's how you got people to dance back there. You had to lay it back so it wouldn't crowd the people. They'd feel loose enough to be able to trust the groove. It was going to stay steady and relaxed. And it wasn't going to really speed up. You'd be able to have fun with it, dance with it. So I realize now with the therapies is that that's the same thing that people are hungry for now. Is just to be present, no stress, feel something good, legal. So I said, of course. That's where the meditation drumming fits right in. Plus, it wasn't safe for women to dance. And that really irked me.
Yeah.
25 years ago, I said, I'm not going to play clubs anymore. All right? Because it's not safe for women to dance in clubs in America.
Like the rape factor and stuff.
Yeah. Just predatory men, right? I'd seen it my whole life. And it's like, you know what? I'm not going to allow that anymore in my life. I'm not going to put women in harm's way by getting them to dance. Until there's a place in this culture where it's safe for women to dance.
You're right.
So I said it's a sickness, and we've got to deal with this in our cultural level. So they said, but you can't quit. You're the groove king. You know how to do all these old R&B grooves. Everybody dances. I said, no more. because I was drumming down in Venice.
At the drum circle?
No, this was like I was going to kid.
Okay.
At Brennan's, it was like the bar, it's around. We were doing like Allman Brothers songs and stuff. This young woman, she's probably mid-20s, trying to dance, and she was really digging the grooves, And this guy was just bothering her. She couldn't get away from it. Eventually, she jumped up onto the stage, and she got through the rock star posers, the guitar players, and she comes back and she stands right next to my kid, and she's bopping. I kind of ignoring her, because I'm paying attention to the band. And she grabs me and she kisses me, right? She said, "This band sucks, but you're great." I went, "Oh, thanks." Okay. So she bopped there, and then when the show was done, the guy that was prowling her, he finally gave up and left, right? And as soon as he was gone, boom, she was off the stage and out the door. So I said, "What is this about?" And that's when I said to the guys, "You know what? I'm not going to do this ever again."
Wow. Good for you.
So I came back and I started to write a book about it. Because it started as a song, Let the Goddess Dance. Let her dance. Leave her alone. She's not asking for sex, you idiot.
That's brilliant.
So, and I tried to explain this. Indigenous cultures all over the world know how to do this. They've been doing it for thousands and thousands of years, and we don't have this function in our culture. We don't have a place where women can bless the society by dancing in the sacred trance.
Right.
We don't have it. It's like, we better get it, because if we don't get it, the culture's going to die.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, what has happened is bitterness. You repress that creative in the culture, it turns bitter. You don't want that. So I said, okay, well, how do I do this? Big chunk. The rest of my life died. So I said, okay, I wrote the book, Let the Goddess Dance.
So you're writing it now?
No, it's done. It was published. It was first. It was published in '99. I've been experimenting with this stuff since. Well, I've always been a drummer, but for like 26, 27 years, just working on this thing, simple grooves, flowing with consciousness. See, you're talking and hitting the drum, right? See, that's called a rhythmic indicator. That means you're capable. Your belief system is flexible. It's willing to learn and shift quickly. I do a lot with therapy. They have me on staff up here at the recovery place, high-end thing. And some people can't do that. They can't even hold a steady groove. They're so shattered and distracted, from all the stuff they've been through. And I'm amazed that they can get up and function.
Yeah.
So I feel, fortunate and honored that I'm in a situation where the healing energy in the groove itself is something that I can generate, and be part of. And that's what we do in here. Everybody's on vacation this week.
Right.
So these grooves are real simple. Like you're in the groove, right? You feel that, right? And that's because of the one note that you're showing up for. And that means you're supporting this common community concept, of a groove. And that's the downbeat. It's all based off the downbeat.
This is the downbeat.
Yeah. And see, that's not an African term. That's a New Orleans term.
New Orleans?
Yeah. Yeah. See, these grooves, they move around the world and they change culture. Grooves change culture. When they come into a culture, the culture reacts to the rhythms. It's so subtle. It's amazing. It's an interesting way to look at history. Like the slaves were allowed to bring this drum across in what they call the Middle Passage, across the Atlantic. Because they were allowed to drum on the slave ships, because there would be a higher percentage of people who would not give up and just die. They would continue, they would continue to survive.
You mean the pirates?
No, the slaves.
Slaves. But they were allowed by
The slave ship owners.
Yeah.
They saw, oh, there's a percentage increase when they had the drum on board the slave ship. So yeah, let them have the drum. They'll play and they'll, keep them happy. Right? So these rhythms came across from Africa, and came into Haiti, came into Santo Domingo, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and changed everything. It came in contact with the local. So by the time it got to New Orleans, it had been very simplified and became multicultural. So suddenly New Orleans 300 years ago, all these different people from all over the world were showing up in New Orleans and going, you're a musician, I'm a musician, let's play. And it's like, don't know each other's music. Different parts of the world. Maybe for the first time in the history of the world did this happen, where all these different cultural musicians came together. And it was also still technically a French city. Yeah. And that meant that the French law, Napoleonic law, was still in effect, which was a slave can buy their own freedom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was just in New Orleans.
Were you? We were just talking about Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, it's a great place.
Why did you say you wanted to go there?
My friend used to live there growing up, and we were thinking about doing a group fun trip.
Yeah.
His family.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely worth it. You really don't understand America till you go to the Deep South, and you really witness a little bit of the history that is from that place. Plus the art, the American art, all this through the South. The music, literature, food, culture.
Yeah, you're saying the food like Asian.
Oh, yeah.
My sister lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
These grooves are from Atlanta.
What?
These grooves, this tempo, this groove, this is from the Allman Brothers.
Okay.
Well, I used to play with them back in the old days, back in the late 60s and up to 1970, 74, I came out here. I had a band. We opened for the Allman Brothers. We were on the same label, and we toured all over. Back when Dwayne was alive, the original band. This whole idea of Southern rock was, it wasn't even called that yet.
Right. Are they Sweet Melissa?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah, that's Greg. That's Greg Allman. But their big album was Live at the Fillmore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Fillmore's in San Francisco?
Well, they had one in New York, too.
New York, okay.
So it's like their hit. They were, the hottest blues band, in the world. And Dwayne Allman was the lead guitar player, who was just world famous.
Right.
But then he was killed early. But they continued to, to sort of, then they got, Ramblin' Man was their first big hit. Which is weird because Sweet Melissa, that's closer to that's what Greg's singing the blues, but Ramblin' Man was this country thing.
Right.
That they really got roped into. They didn't particularly feel that they were that kind of a country band. And they knew it, but it's too good of a deal to turn down. It's a great song. So, this is a 4-beat. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, if you're going to count, And this is one rhythm in the universe. There's only 2 rhythms in the whole universe. The other rhythm is a 3-beat rhythm, right? So that's how the universe is divided. From drummer's point of view, that's how the universe is divided.
By 2 beats or 3 beats or 4 beats?
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything you perceive as a drummer is either one or the other. It's very simple. That's why it's easy to be a drummer.
Right.
You don't have to use any higher functions.
Right.
Normally, a drummer does not have to count past 4. But they've also done great new research showing that drummers are actually geniuses. They just do it in an entirely different manner than anyone else.
I like that too.
Yeah. And that was from Cambridge or something. Anyway. So, now, we are totally in a groove. It's just kind of cooking along. It's not speeding up. And you guys are keeping up just fine. You're not panicking. So this is a tempo for meditation, right? Kind of brisk, but not bad. Keeps you awake, Okay. All right, come on in. There's shy. Sometimes come in. You know, I don't. I normally sit over there and I kind of get a sense of it. But this way, I wanted to try this angle, different angle. Change up the scenery. Oh, yeah, because we're streaming. We're going. Hi, come on. How's it going? This is a Johnny Meditation Workshop. We do it 3 times a week. And it's Tuesday, Friday at 7, and Sunday at 3. And we go for an hour and a half. And I show the basic rhythm structures. You know, it's like rhythm theory, but with a groove and fun, a little vocalizing. They're all rhythm and blues grooves, basically what they are. Because I'm a kit drummer, and I teach that too. But these basic rhythm structures, you know, this is anything from hip hop to like classic rock. You know, this is just a basic rhythm pattern. So you get confident with your improvising, working with the groove. Sorry, what's that? Yeah, it's $20 an hour and a half. Yeah, there's a flyer right up to the front window.
Okay, thank you.
Right there. No, it's good. It's okay. Thanks for coming in. And then we work during the day, too, on private lessons. Okay, see you later. Very good. See, all this distraction, and it stayed steady. Isn't that nice? That's the meditation, right? It's like, and that seems to be really high. That seems to be part of the thing that's helping people like in recovery or dealing with stress and trauma. It's just this realization that there's something in reality, in life, where it just keeps going. And that's this groove concept. It's a groove. Life is this flowing of energy. And we get lost, we lose the downbeat, we get back on, we're back on our groove. And that kind of philosophy is seeping into the new psychotherapy jargon. It's funny. Yeah, they're using the downbeat, you know, as a psychological term.
Yeah, that's sort of, I feel like I feel like a passive recovery for, you know.
Yeah, good. Who's counting? Good. Well, this is a celebration.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, when you do this, you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
And that's another level. Because, like, for instance, this is archetypal. This is Carl Jung, right? This is mythical. So when you hit a drum, you are singing a hero's song to yourself. You say, I'm a hero. I'm a hero. I'm Shiro, whatever you want to call it. But you are. You're heroic. You know, you're here. You're doing it. You know, you made it this far.
Yeah.
So, and with style, thank you very much. So it's like, that becomes then this incredible mystical journey for the drummer. And like I said, the guy's very shy about going there. And that's okay, because this is an era of women shamans, especially women shaman drummers, because they're able to play for different reasons, like right away.
Yeah.
And they don't compete.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Well, yeah, you're already there. This is just a way to get familiar with the capability that you've already got. Because you're talking and you're drumming, so you can do it. So the stories come up, or whatever you're called upon to do this.
Right.
You're capable of doing it. It's an instinct. I certainly wasn't planning on it. But it's kind of like the drum says, okay, you over here, do this. Now, you got to use both hands on this next thing. Okay, just go back and forth, okay?
I don't understand. Like,
Yeah. Now that's mirrored hand activity.
okay, left brain, right brain.
Exactly. Yeah. Now you can add little notes at the edge to make it interesting once you get confident. But that's it, right there. Yeah. So then that leads, and this is a mechanical form of meditation. It's not psychological. It's not intellectual.
Right.
We're physically. How are we going? What's the most important thing in a drumming group? Smile. Okay. That's the first joke. Now, the most important thing in a drumming group, though, is a big ending. You got to have a big ending. That way, everybody knows where to clap. Right? And that's important because when you hit a rhythm, a groove, you open up energy portals to other dimensions.
Yeah.
So science fiction was right in your face. Most people don't realize that when they play a drum in our culture.
So you open up.
Yeah, you open up communication with other levels of reality, other dimensions. That's what rhythm does.
Do you really do that?
Oh, I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've been on salary to do that. That's a drummer's job. So you got to be careful because the energy that transpires between us, we have absolutely no vocabulary for it in this culture.
You mean like language?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Groove, that's the only word we got.
Right.
But you go to indigenous cultures, and they have lots of words to describe what this energy flow is. Now, what I did, are you just taking a break, or did you walk by? I was going to put you in here. Okay, big ending. Here it comes.
Right.
Right with me. Good. Okay, last. Here it comes. Oh, yeah. Very good. You clap.
Hi, I'm Kathy.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
Michelle.
Okay, I'll get a chair over there and get this stool out of there.
So no Garvin.
Yeah, no Garvin.
Sorry.
Yeah. Good. Where is it? What is? Okay, I'm dried out. I need to get some water. Would you like some water? Oh, okay. You guys got water, right?
Yeah.
Actually, my dad.
Oh, really? You do this kind of drum? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And you play? I'm a vocalist. Yeah.
Okay.
You do some vocalizing and vocalize. Oh, okay. How was head feel like? Like you used to play with that thing.
Oh, cool. What school?
It's not here, it's in Florida.
Where?
West Palm.
So you sang in a jazz band? There?
My drummer was actually
Good, good. Girl drummers are great. Sheila Escovedo was, she just was so wonderful to watch her work.
Yeah, she's visiting me from Florida for
Oh, good.
I've got about 5 days.
Oh, good. Well, I went to Clearwater High School. I graduated from Clearwater High School in Tampa Bay when I was 1967. So a lot of these rhythms come from the Caribbean, but they're simplified. Because I didn't want to really learn all the exact, So I said, I'll just keep it simple. So now that's what we were doing. So I just want to show you how it moves over to 2 drums. Then we're going to do the 3 thing. 1, 2, 3. Now you can go back and forth, or you can just get started with one hand. Now Now, this is a foundation for a lot of jazz, as well as the blues, which is where jazz was originated. So it's also a waltz. Now, this is also shamanic drum beat, big time. Yeah, shaman. Now, yeah, just get used to it. The downbeat is happening on, alternating hands, right? When you get the hand sequence right, back and forth, that's all it is, really. The downbeat will hit, alternating hands. That's when you go into a very deep form of brain hemisphere balance. Yeah, you can call it that. Yeah. But no, upbeat's good. If we were doing traditional African, they have gong pata, different notes. Gong is the deep tone in the middle. Pa is the halfway out, and ta is that high note. But I don't particularly see any need to name them, because I saw what happened when Baba Latunji did that. He named them, and now it's all written in stone. And that wasn't the original intention.
Right. I'm not going to call it that.
Not going to call it what?
I'm not going to call it that.
But I view it as from a jazz musician's point of view, or a rhythm and blues musician.
Right.
So the downbeat, that's our anchoring note. It's the beginning note of the phrase. And we're putting it could be anywhere, but we're putting it on a deep tone right in the middle of the drum. Now this is incredibly simple for most musicians, and it's frustrating because it's so simple. But everybody else, they have a hard time doing this.
Right.
Because it's a triplet. So what? Big deal. No, triplet's very important. Triplet. That's why it's called a triplet.
Okay.
Now, in Africa, it's got a lot of different names. Now, Cuba. When they do this in Cuba, it becomes very deep trance.
Really?
Yeah. And you'll also hear this in Haiti. It's also the underlying groove for the blues. And it's also that original African rhythm that came over on the slave ships. What was originally called the African rumba.
Okay.
Now, what's really interesting is that the same rhythm is actually from Ireland, too. Yeah, it's a Celtic rhythm. Traditional, what's become called Irish jig. Same triplet. Now, what I like about this is this rhythm has a lot of history. Different cultures all over the world. It's a war rhythm. It can be used for war, yeah. But we're not playing it as a war rhythm. It can be used in that way, but we're not doing that. It has inherent power. You can feel it. It can be used to generate aggression. You got to be careful with it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it doesn't have good power, because it does have a lot of good power. It's used as a powerful healing rhythm too. All over. But you got to be careful not to speed it up, because that's how it generates the war rhythm. Speeding up. And our culture habitually speeds up. And we generate anxiety, which becomes aggressive. So laying back the grooves, the old rhythm and blues trick, laying back the grooves, backs us off of that habitual climb into anxiety, aggression, or now we're relearning how to come back to the present in the body here. Every time you hit that downbeat, you're hearing it, you're feeling it. The heart beats at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we settle into a heartbeat tempo. And you can actually bring the tempo of the heart down a little bit by just letting go of the need for speed and releasing all the emotional issues connected with fear. Because fear is why we tend to speed up. So we take control of this system and say, no, we're not going to speed up anymore. We're going to decide consciously to let go of the fear and slow down. And as a result of that, the brain starts to function and the body starts to function differently. Chemistry changes. Slowing it down into these classic rhythm and blues grooves. The adrenaline starts to shut off and the endorphins become active. Because these rhythms are conducive to body movement. The human has always moved to these rhythms. So, working these classic grooves like this is comforting to the whole system, the body as well as the mind. And then if you want to go into a deeper shamanic groove, you don't go faster. You go slower. There can always be something faster on the top, like a shaker. But you bring it all the way down. Big Andy. Last one. So those are the two basic rhythm structures.
Okay.
Once you're familiar with those, you'll be able to play with anybody. So I keep it simple, but you guys are totally welcome to feel confident and improvise, over the grooves. That's the point. Or one of the points. I've turned everything around. I'm playing like the conga with variety. So I'm going to have a lot of clams tonight. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. Yeah. So, going back and forth. Now this is back to the 4 beat. Now we're back on the 4 beat pattern. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. Ready to sing? Time to sing. Yep. You've never heard this before, but you're going to have to sing. The part, this is the... What? Okay, well, you can pretend to sing. Vocalizing is really great. It makes people feel good. Most people are too shy to sing. So this is a place that you'll be able to sing. So if you got a cold, don't damage your vocals. Welcome, powers of the South. 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 Welcome, powers of the earth. Welcome, powers of the earth. Welcome, powers of the earth. Welcome, powers of the sea. 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 Welcome, powers within me. Welcome, powers within me. Welcome, powers within me. Welcome, powers within me. see how we slowed down, everything calmed down? It's fun, it's speeding up, exciting. But then remembering how to let go.
Were you here last night for the art walk?
No, you didn't know about it.
It was fun. We started about 6 o'clock.
Oh, for you guys, or was it just like?
The whole street.
Oh, really? Art walk? Oh.
There's 4 times a year we'll play on the sidewalk.
Oh, really?
The next one will be for Halloween.
What's art walk?
Well, this art walk was, I don't know, it's sort of a,
Different shops will sponsor different artists to display their work. Most of them seem like they're still indoors.
Really?
But it's only about 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
The street fair and open house. Street fair is in May and open house is in December. And that's a lot of fun. Street fair is sale time.
Okay.
And then open house is an evening event that it's more geared towards just bringing people in to have refreshments, shop.
so yeah, I'll get an email and there's a few other times that I send out, but that's generally just it.
Right, right.
Now, so we were just doing a 4-beat pattern. Now, does anyone in the class remember what the other beat is? Very good. Okay. So let's go here. Now, not to worry about hand sequence. First, I got you to go back and forth like this. This is fun. This is good. But I'm not going to do that. So this is not the rule. You don't have to do it this way. If you want to use it as a trance-inducing activity, yes. And also as a musical activity. You got to be able to do this triple back and forth. When you go really fast, you got to be able to do that. You got to go back and forth. But at this tempo, you can cheat it. You go here. You can start favoring one hand. And that becomes more Afro-Cuban. Because they'll favor one side of the body. Yeah. It's coca drum. This is a coca drum. This is a djembe. I mean, originated in Africa. closure, the big ending is good for bringing energies back into the body. Because when you go to a rhythm, a groove, it's a trance, and it's like surfing. It's a wave. You ride it, and it takes your consciousness out. And that's what jazz always did. It's like improvisation jazz. Take you out, away. The soloist would, carry you away. But it was always important to come back to the head, play the melody at the beginning of the song again in jazz. The leader would turn and go like this, and take it back to the head, play the melody at the beginning of the song, and then the song ends. And the reason for that was to signal to everybody that the song was over. Because if you're listening to an improvisation and it just stops, like it falls apart, like Venice Beach drumming, just kind of like, it creates a psychotic break because our psychic energies are extended. We're out somewhere. So if it just falls apart with not a clean ending, it creates a psychotic a rupture. Your imagination. Yeah. When you listen to great music, your imagination is stimulated.
My favorite band called Fish. You listen to
Fish? Yeah. So they're a perfect example of this tradition.
Yeah.
And some could say it started, in the '60s, where the long improvisations would create a carrier wave for this consciousness, raising process.
Yeah.
And the Dead, of course, pioneered it. But I had, in my bands, like in the South, it was a little different. Had to have that group.
Right.
I was in Atlanta in '69.
Right, okay.
So that was, the time to be there. And so those grooves were a form of meditation for that generation. They didn't have anything there was nothing filling the need for meditation. People need to meditate. All cultures have created forms of meditation, but we didn't have one. So it's like that music was a way to push. And the rhythms that the music used, pop rhythms, were actually ancient rhythms. They went way back, thousands and thousands of years. Yeah, and underneath the simple, dumb lyrics are these profound, sacred rhythms that humans have always used, and that's what we play. So it's just instinctively, in that consciousness. So, and every generation is going to want to go there and experience that, because it's actually a form of consciousness downloading. Like when you go into a rhythmic trance, as in meditation, there's a system of energy that the yogis describe as the nadi system. And I always call it the groove sensors because I could sense it in people. The groove sensors are like a network, the way I saw it. But the nadi system is tubes of energy that conduct cosmic energy into the body when the person meditates. Higher form of energy, higher vibration. We can't perceive it. We have no way to measure it. But the yogis get it, people who do that kind of stuff, meditation. So I just realized that drums are the same thing.
Meditators.
So
Open
that's where
up
we're
their
gonna
crown chakra. Right. Light down into their heart. Connect it all.
So let's do some reggae. The theory is that reggae was invented in Jamaica because the only music that they could hear on the radio were two radio stations from America. One from Houston that played only country and western, and one from New Orleans that played only rhythm and blues. So Jamaica just combined the two. And that's how reggae was born. And they used a rhythm from Africa. But it was really a unique creation. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. So now we're going to play the most powerful groove in the universe. This groove is the underlying groove for so many platinum gold albums. It's ridiculous. You write a song to this groove, you'll have a hit song. But don't do it on a drum machine. You got to have a real drummer play it. Yeah, you can have a hit with a drum machine, but what's the point? Now we did the triplet, right? Triplet, triplet, triplet. So now we bring it up to tempo.
sounded nicely there.
So we can refer to that as rhythmic programming of our own belief system. Because the belief system functions off of rhythm. The belief system is affected by rhythm. You know, that's how we learn. You know, repetition is rhythm. So you can use that tendency to like rhythmically put in, you know, a good thing like that. I believe in myself. Whatever. You know. And when you drum it in like that gently, slowing tempo, it goes really deep. You know, it has an effect. Because we're rhythmic. We can't help it. That's beautiful. It's like all harmony. Talking about energy. So we did an invocation at the beginning. And the invocation, what we sang, that sets up good intentions, like a firewall in a computer. So only good energy is allowed in. It's all up here in our imagination, but you know, treat it as if it is real. Slow it down. Okay, nice and right. There it is. So then we have to do the same thing at the end. We have to do the invocation and shut all the energy down. Close all the doors to the other dimensions. Because that way, that's good housekeeping. Good housekeeping, because you don't want any kind of those energies here. Go back where you belong. We're here, you're there, door shut, case closed, story over. Bye. Thank you. So that way, you know, we're in ourselves. We're not connected to these other energy portals. So, because some people are very sensitive. So you got to find ways to protect yourself. And so this is a really good way, because what we're showing your system is this energy bubble that you've been generating to protect yourself. And you can view it visually in your imagination as like a blue-white light. Some people do it that way. It doesn't matter, because the drum creates this protective energy. Circle, survived.
Yay! That was really beautiful.
Yeah, it was
Cute.
really beautiful. That was so nice to hear the singing harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very magical. Very nice.
Very
Very good.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. We do, sometimes we do a Reiki energy check.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll show you how that works. Stand up and sort of move the drums a little bit. So, and then right hand down, right palm down, left palm up. And float 2 inches above the person next to you. Get up here.
How do I do that? Is there a special way?
No, it's just wood, rope. So, hi, okay, so right palm down, left palm up, 2 inches, just float 2 inches. Okay, now, you kind of might feel a little bit of a vibration. Now, move your hands away from the other person's hands, slowly, and then back to the 2 inches. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can feel that, right?
Yeah.
So, this is called a lot of different things, like Reiki, Chi, Mojo, Prana, Kundalini, Ashe, Nishana, Grace.
Wow.
It's a life force.
Yeah.
Organ. It's a lot of, every culture has words for it. Chi.
Yeah.
So, the drum generates it. So this is a life force that you put back into your own system because you've been working to generate it. So you deserve the benefit. Charges you up. So first take your hands up. Because now it's blue-white light. All the cultures see this. That's what's interesting. Now imagine you're putting the blue-white light up in this. I mentioned this heart consciousness earlier. So it's like this channel you're opening up to the wisdom, this heart consciousness. You just participate, the download, you can in trance, you receive the wisdom. Now shine it through your face. These grooves are based on beauty. Then show beauty in the world. So shine it into your ears. Because it's true. Grooves are always the truth. So you hear truth. You can do down your throat. And these grooves have always been based on honesty. So you're able to down your heart. Lots of love and courage. Compassion in the heart. So this energy that you're generating out of your hand goes back into your own system. And then down to your solar plexus. Blessing your cleaning the lungs, wash away the toxins in the lungs. Blessing all the organs in there. This is just like life force. Thank you. All the guys are working hard in there, all the cleaning out the filters of the pancreas, cleaning out the kidneys, wash away the toxins. It's just like water, it's washing water. Get down to the depths, blessing. Now, this is where the drummer works in the first and second chakra. So it's the drummer's totally healthy. Yeah, exactly. The drummer's totally at home. This is where the energy, the kundalini, the groove is first generated. Down to the knees. This is where I thank my patron saint, Miles Davis, St. Miles Davis. And then down to the feet, thank the feet for working all day, dancing with the earth all day. And then Pachamama, she's in the earth. So she gladly eats all your meat to give her all your fear and that is. Thank you. And to return, she gives us the blessing of food. So the drummer with the strength left in her hand holds up the blessing of Pachamama. There's a bridge between earth and the sky. Sends it up into the night sky. And get the starlight. And this drummer with the strength left in her hand holds down starlight. Converts it through love into the grooves that we share with our village and our loved ones and our families and our friends and even the strangers. Because the old saying is still true. What you give is what you get. So it's like we're very grateful. And then we also thank the elders at the Four Corners, continuing life, and the elders all over the world. And then we clap 3 times and say, all hail.
What is that?
I agree.
Oh, okay.
In
what language?
It's a lot of different languages.
Okay.
Yeah, there's American Indian.
Okay.
A lot of tribal languages, different languages.
How do you spell that?
Oh, it's spelled a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
AHL.
What?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, AHL.
Yeah, like what an American would spell it.
Right, yeah.
variation of, okay.
But you'll hear it in Southeast Asia. You'll hear it in Asia. You'll hear it in South America. And the tribe.
Fine.
What's the Amazon? The current, the living tribe. No. Someone's standing up as like protected, saved.
I feel like I.
So anyway, and it's like Siberian shaman too.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, the Siberian
Yeah.
shaman also. So it's a combination of different cultures too. So it's just, I think, of course, this is an important thing we all agree on.
Yeah.
Fingerprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of out there. People use it. In that, it's like, I think it's sort of the new version of like Right On.
yeah?
From the 60s, sort of.
Like the hippie version, yeah.
Good. So, going back to Atlanta.
Florida.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
Florida, that's right.
Sister
In
in
a week.
Atlanta, yeah.
I knew I did.
We are.
Oh, yeah.
He's visiting.
I'm
Yeah.
actually Native American, so my name is Kiana.
Oh,
It means we're the three rivers. I don't know what tribe. Yeah.
that's cool.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
yeah.
What tribe? I know for a fact Yaqui, like so around like mid-country, but there's a lot of other things because my dad and my grandmother, she never really met her side of the family. She kind of grew up like without really a home, so she doesn't know everything. But I know for a fact Yaqui.
That's cool. Good. Well, I've had really wonderful experiences, like for instance in Oklahoma. I was in Oklahoma City doing this. And there was a big group of people in a nice big store, it's like a bookstore, new age place. And there's about 40 people, and they were all drumming and we were doing what we do.
40?
And about 40 people.
Wow.
And suddenly the door opens, and there's about 6 or 7 people from the reservation. Yeah, Indians. They came in, and they had their blankets on, and they had their prayer blankets. And nobody was expecting it. And they just heard about it, friends, because I knew people. It was the, I want to say the Potawatomi was outside of Kansas City. So they came in and they started doing it. Now, it's African drums, a lot of people like different kind of drums. And so, but one of them got up, because we were in for a long trance. He got up and he walked, he just went to the back of this big room, and sort of disappeared, And I could feel it. I could feel him like journeying, like listening to the groove that the group was playing, and really nice feature. And he was using it. He was like surfing, out into the universe. And I could really feel it, like the more we went. And so we had a wonderful time. So at the very end, everybody was gone, and we get something from the office. I said, "What were you doing?" He goes, "I was journeying." He said, "It was very good." It was like, and then he left. I said, "Whew!" It's like, so from then on, I always wanted to have people that would journey in the big groups.
Right.
Anywhere here would be fun too.
Right.
People do that.
Yeah.
People do that whether or not you're conscious of it.
Yeah. I've always loved to do that because I can feel the energy.
Yeah.
And,
That's interesting.
yeah. It's a different. It's not music. It's not pop music. It's this other thing. This energy, and we haven't had it in this culture. So now it has to be. We have to have it. And
There
I've
seems
had,
to be like a movement
yeah,
that's getting stronger, like with yoga and meditation into this consciousness and awareness. It seems to be like East coming to the West sort of happening.
yeah. So I mix all the different philosophies, like that book, The Way of the Drum. It talks a little bit more of the Tao in Chinese, but the first book, Drumming the Spiritual Life, It's up there too. That's a reprint. a
Is
small
your book?
Yeah.
You have your book here?
Yeah, both of them.
You wrote both of these?
Yeah.
Where's the goddess book?
That's the one that was retitled, Drumming the Spirit to Life. That's the
Okay.
little one.
So you wrote both of these?
Yeah, that's the second one. And the first one is right there, the smaller book on the shelf.
So, but they look the same.
Oh, no, the other one over here to your left.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait, am I missing something?
Yeah, really. Yeah. So that one was originally printed by Llewellyn, and it sold a lot. And there was a CD in the book. But now I have it reprinted in England with a different publisher. So there's no CD in it. I got the CD set. But that was a book that really influenced a lot of people. That came out in 1998. And 99. So I've been teaching the meditation drumming in our culture for 20 years at least. And it's slowly catching on. And I toured a lot. There's a lot of different CDs. There's more over here too that I've This is the one that was in. This is Let the Goddess Dance CD. This is the CD that was in the original printing of Drumming the Spirit.
It was all drumming.
Well, the last two are songs. They have three boards singing.
Okay.
But the rest are just drumming.
How much you sell?
$10.
That's
And then the other one is a shaman drum piece, which I'm sold out of now. That's a real hot.
Oh, really?
And meditation is a bit too. There's healing. Then there's the martial arts. That's quite a energetic group.
Martial arts.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's partner is in his late 70s now. He approached me 10 years ago, teaching drumming, because he wanted all of his student teachers to be drummers.
All
And
those martial arts.
Yeah, and he's in all the Bruce Lee movies. He's real famous. He's like the most highly respected martial arts teacher.
Bruce Lee. And then his
partner.
partner.
His partner's name is Dan Inosanto. And so Dan Inosanto contacted me through intermediaries because he has an academy here in Marina del Rey.
He's still got all of the.
Yeah, and he teaches every day. So he asked me to teach him drumming because he wanted to use drumming. So then I did this album on martial arts drumming. And this one was a huge hit. This one is on iTunes and Spotify. And he's an incredible guy. He's like the Dalai Lama of martial arts. He's just a wonderful, compassionate soul that is just an amazing athlete and martial artist. He's a very spiritual guy. And he inspires other people to be the best that they can be.
Johnny.
He teaches everything. That's great. What kind of martial arts did you do?
Taekwondo.
What did you think?
They actually went out of business. It was in 2010. Yeah, they did. They went out of business in 2010. They didn't go out. I think it was 2009. I was supposed to get my black belt.
Oh, you were close. And then
I was a high red belt, and then they.
you just disappeared.
So I would have been like a second degree.
Yeah,
black
by
belt
now,
by
yeah.
now.
It's okay. I was studying martial arts when I was in high school. And then I moved to jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is the most interesting current thing. It's all wrist throws. So I went to the sensei. I said, how come my wrists are popping? Because we're doing all these wrist throws. He says arthritis. You'll get used to it. What is it? 18 years old, and we're talking about arthritis plus I'm a drummer. He goes, you make the choices. I said, all due respect. not a-
Right, right, wow. Yeah.
So, and I felt bad because there was this romance with injuries that I really did not want to participate in.
No.
Kind of a macho thing. And it's like, no, I didn't want to do that. So, all these decades and decades and decades later, this Guru Dev Santo, the greatest martial arts teacher in the world, contacts preaching from me. Now, is that a cool, like, complete loop or what? You know? So we've had these wonderful discussions. You know, he's in here and we don't. And he'd go all over the world. This guy goes to Hong Kong, and Stockholm, and Paris, Rio, New York. He's everywhere.
Teaching Russian.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the greatest martial arts teacher in the world.
They train for Navy SEALs.
Oh yeah. Special ops, SWAT, CIA, Hollywood too.
Right, right, right.
You know, like Angelina and Brad. He does them all.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He does the stunt work for the movies stuff.
That's interesting. What's his name?
Kane Inosanto.
Okay.
You don't see him. I mean, they got to get him. And so he, yeah,
There's like a, well,
he's really famous
who
in
do I
the
know?
world.
There's somebody, oh gosh, I'm trying to think. I work with film producers. There's somebody,
What?
I work with film producers. The producers I work for make the Bond movies. Yeah, and there's
Broccoli or
broccoli, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the broccoli, yeah. But there's somebody that does stunts, and I'm blanking.
What about,
Simon
the guy
Pegg.
who's, yeah.
Simon Crane, yes, him. Do you know Simon?
Sure.
Really?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
teaching his kids.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's what he ended up teaching, Reds.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's who, yeah, so I knew that there was that, he has this relationship with us, but also with, them too, so,
Yeah. So I taught the two Crane boys drumming and guitar. Most of them, like
very cool.
Oscar and I don't know. I was also wasn't on Oscar. Anyway, so yeah, that went on for a few years.
Right,
And then Simon was he was working on the Bond. I don't know which one that was, but the one before the Solace.
Casino Royale, yeah.
So he was really cool, and I had been in production for years.
Right.
So we kind of bantered a little bit, but I really wasn't that interested.
Yeah.
In business.
Yeah.
And so I got a call one day. His buddy Long guy, we were referred to you. We want you to show up at this address tomorrow afternoon with 2 drum sets, identical. Don't tell anyone. And when you arrive at the location, you'll be asked to sign a non-disclosure. She goes, "Are you good with this?" I said, "Sure, CIA." So I showed up and parked and got the 2 drum sets from this supplier, music supplier. In my van, I was sitting there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and Gelson's parking lot on Franklin in Holland, and this guy comes up behind me on the blind side, big, all muscle, white shirt, "You going home?" And he's looking around and says, "Follow me." And so he gets a big white pickup truck, and I follow him up into Hollywood Hills. And I thought I knew the Hollywood Hills.
Right.
But he took me down a road that I'd never been down before, at a gate, punched the middle. And there's like really nice homes. And they pulls in and we're unloading, the drum sets. I still don't know what to do. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Right.
So we get all the drums in this beautiful room, alpaca carpeting, and just old Hollywood stone walls, just gorgeous. And this is a guest house.
Oh my God.
And it sounds like we're sitting at 2 drum sets and all this percussion stuff. And so I'm sitting down behind the kit, tightening it up, getting it all set and everything, pumping along and rhythm and blues through. And I look up, And she's got a baby on her hip, right? And she's like in a robe, and her hair is just sort of, messed. And she, baby's on her hip, and she just reaches across her own hip. She says, Angie, hi. They shook her hand, like, hi, buddy. Okay, good. And then, so they bring all the kids in, and we set them up, and everybody's drumming.
Wow.
And Angie's on the drum kit. She's making sure the kid doesn't hit her with the drumsticks, and he's banging away. So that went on for a few months,
That's
2,
amazing.
3 times a week.
Very cool.
And Brad would come in and hang out. And then we were working with managing the energy level.
The children.
Yeah, because they were under a lot of stress, and they didn't really like what was happening.
Was it with like their life or with the
Yeah,
drums?
no, the drums was helping them just express themselves.
Yeah.
And do something physical that's musical. But for some of them, it was a method of getting control of their anger.
Okay.
And everybody's got those issues. But it worked pretty good for the kids.
That's great. How many of them were there? Six or something? Yeah,
Well, the youngest is